Hi everybody, this is Elizabeth from Silvernest Homeschooling, Mama 4, and I am on the latter end of homeschooling after 12 years. And so I am taking you through my curriculum and storage, I guess for a better word, bookshelf. I have already taken everyone through my more novel and some history books section over there, but this is more actual curriculum, and I'm on the final shelf, and you're going to find mostly, think, Christmas up here, because I do store all the Christmas books that I put under the Christmas tree every year in this area so that they're not mixed in with everything else. This is my second copy of Ezra Jack Keats' The Snowy Day. Love this book. I'm going to set you here. I did not organize this for y'all. This is really how it is. Oh, this one's really interesting. It's such a boring cover, but The Day After Christmas actually kind of takes you through all those emotions of how you, like the kids wish Christmas was every single day, and sort of what to do with that sense of disappointment when it's over and you have to move on to the next thing. So we also have Christmas cookies. Let's see, we have a few of these cookie books. And I like them because they're basically a dictionary, but they describe it like charitable means setting a big batch aside to give to people who maybe won't have any cookies at all. So they're trying to take larger words and explain them to younger kids. So great for vocabulary, but also great for very kind, thoughtful art and kind, thoughtful problem solving and communication. So highly recommend. All right, these are our Amelia Bedelia and Frog and Toad combo. And so Amelia Bedelia is a great Peggy Parrish. She wrote one of my favorite kids mystery series, Clue in the Woods. And she's a great beginning reader, and she's wonderful because she always thinks everything is exactly what it says. How do I phrase this? She's a literalist. So if they said sing a song, she sings instead of having the kids sing a song. Reading time, and then she reads her cookbook, and so she just follows everything exactly. And so this is what would happen if Amelia Bedelia was your substitute teacher that day. We also have the original Amelia Bedelia, where she's a really good cook. That's how she always saves herself. She gets everybody mad, and then she's an amazing cook. Thank you, Amelia Bedelia. And then the Frog and Toad, all year. Frog and Toad are a great series as well for learning how to read. About two friends and the adventures that they have, maybe a little more words than the other one, but about the same. So past your first section into like more of the, level 2, obviously, is what they've classified it as. And these are funny. These are super funny. So Amelia Bedelia and Frog and Toad are funny. I think funny is easier to get kids to read than more serious literature. Amelia Bedelia and the Surprise Shower, my favorite ones, where she actually gets everybody wet because it's a baby shower. So she showers them. Days with Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad are friends. We've actually turned some of these into plays as well, which has been super fun. All right, and then this series was a really big hit for my daughter for a whole while. She had a big stack of them, and we've kind of whittled it down to who would win, rhino versus hippo. And so you would have these different animals, and they would describe both animals. And then you were the one at the end to describe who you think would win. So she went through those like crazy once she learned how to read. And my method for helping them practice reading, if they're reluctant, is I read one page, they read one page, back and forth like that. And I will bribe them. I have a whole couple videos on how I taught my kids to read. And I had every reluctant reader you can imagine. So it's not, I didn't have any special needs, challenges, stuff like that. Guys, if you really have dyslexia, I might have family that has that, get extra special, go find whatever help you need. But if you have a kid that is facing a wall of fear, my video might have some tips in there for you. Okay, the Valentine Day bear. This one is so sweet. Jan Brett again, and the bears keep falling asleep on Valentine's, so they never get to celebrate. So they're determined this year they're going to celebrate. The Littles. Oh, I love the Littles. The Trash Tinies. They're just tiny little people, but they have tails and they go on and have adventures. Oh, here we go. Another Lillian Hoban. Arthur's Great Big Valentine. This one is so classic. So classic. Trying to give Valentine's Day. So another one of my favorite Valentine's books. Sorry about the camera moving around all over the place. Hope you're not dizzy. Frog and Toad together. I may have a couple copies of Frog and Toad because we have multiple kids and I like to keep multiple copies. If they were given one and it's theirs, I might buy or usually get for free another set so that other kids can mess them up or, you know, play with them and not make their special book be damaged. Or if I have a kid who really loved them as well, I might get them a second copy to take with them. This is the cover of the Three Little Bears in Ministry, which I've had since I was a kid. Apparently the book itself is not there. All right. Richard Scarry's The Animals Merry Christmas. I love Richard Scarry. And this is a bunch of short stories and poems about how the animals celebrate. Bit of a glare there, sorry. Anyway, fun to read out loud. The Steadfast Tin Soldier. I think this one's there because he's a Christmas present in this version. The Night Before Christmas. Ted Rand. I've enthused about Ted a lot for good reason. His watercolors are beautiful. This one also. These last two were gifts from my mother-in-law, and she owned a children's bookstore, so she actually knew these artists. And so she has some of their original paintings in her house from that book in particular. Oh, this one's so cute. Richard Scarry's Christmas Mice. My daughter has pet mice, so we found that for her. Another Peter Spear. This is, again, one of those books where there isn't any words, and it shows you decorating for Christmas, having Christmas, and then cleaning up from Christmas, which can be really helpful, again, for helping kids adjust mindsets and hearts as they travel, that good things come and good things go, and it's okay. We can wait for next year or have new adventures in the new year. The 12 Days of Christmas by Jan Brett. I love my Jan Brett. When I grow up, I want to be Jan Brett. Oh, A Gift from the Lonely Doll. If you've never seen a Dare Wright book, sorry about the camera, guys. She was not a stop motion animator in the sense that she didn't make animations, but she did pose everything and then take photos of them. So very beautiful artwork about this doll that gets adopted by a bear family and makes a muffler for the big bear. Joyce Meyer's The Perfect Christmas Pageant. Again, being okay with perfection not happening. Another one of my advent calendars I leave out for the kids to color. It's a coloring book and a few other things mixed together. And The Night Tree, also illustrated by Ted Rand. We have some art from this book in our house. Big, beautiful watercolor. I'm sorry to take you up and down so much, my friends. Okay, Wombat Divine by Mem Fox. Oh, I love Mem Fox. Wombat wants to be in the play and nothing fits him. And then he finally gets to be baby Jesus. It's from Australia, so it's really fun to see how we in the Northwest can bring in some celebrations that aren't like ours. Tommy DePaul is The Friendly Beast. My kids have sang this a whole bunch with my husband. All right, you guys are being jigging all over the place. I am so sorry. All right, I'll try to hold still. Bartholomew's Passage. So this one is an Advent reading. It's not happy. It's sad, it's tragic, based on what life really would have been like when Jesus was born. And it's a mix of stories you read throughout Advent. Mickey's Christmas Carol, my favorite Christmas movie in the book form. Annie and the Wild Animals, Jan Brett. The Mitten, Jan Brett. Oh, Snowflake Bentley. Oh man, I used to do this one for years, every year for our 5 in a row unit. This is a great book. This is wood carving to make the art, and then the story of this real man who took photos of the snow. So good. Looks like Lego set instructions. And Letters from Father Christmas by Tolkien. The Baker's Dozen, and An Early American Tale. The Snowy Day, One Winter's Day. This one is fuzzy. You can pet it. And I love hedgehogs, so great copy of The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. I always have my older elementary school students read this around Christmas, at least once. Christmas Crafts. It has some nice recipes. And then sometimes I try to buy a new book for the kids since they're getting older. The Promise in the Light is a Christmas retelling, so it's a novel version. And then this has got just some projects and stuff you can do, and you can punch out recipes, things like that. Small one, also based off a Disney cartoon for Christmas. Thanksgiving, we have an old-fashioned Thanksgiving by Louisa May Alcott, where the kids all have to rally around and make Thanksgiving dinner because their parents have an emergency in not the revolutionary times, but pretty close to that. The Snowman, one of my mom's favorite movies. My copy of The Best Christmas Present Ever from when I was a kid. Merry Christmas, Amelia Bedelia. The Bears Christmas. Oh my goodness. If you have an early reader or pre-K, this one, get this one. For your chapter books, The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, Birth of Jesus, and more college books left here by my oldest, An Introduction to Sustainability, and his psychology book from college, in case his sisters need it for their college. My kids go to college in their junior and senior year and get their AA. This is 5 in a row curriculum, and this is French tests from Breaking the French Barrier that we use. And then this is the Mary Frances First Aid book, which I think I talked in a couple of other videos about how my daughter fell in love with Mary Frances. I bought all the books, and then she got too old to read them when they're so interesting to her. All right, these are books the kids made themselves. These are some photo albums and some more books that the kids made themselves. And then hiding over here, we have Sid Meier's Civilization. This is a great game for teaching all kinds of history. And then our another Thanksgiving fall book, Berenstain Bears and the Prize Pumpkin. So I hope that was helpful, interesting. I am so sorry about the camera shaking, guys. But again, just a mom trying to make videos to be helpful. This is not my business. This is my side hobby because I'm just trying to capture some stuff that we've done in the past 12 years so that it's documented in case anybody needs it. And yeah, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. And that is the end of the shelf. So if you're interested in seeing our other shelves that we have in the house, what you say? There are more? Yes, we have our current curriculum shelf, which I keep downstairs with all the curriculum that we're using this year. And then I have, each of my kids has their own bookshelves. And then we have another downstairs family, kind of my and my husband's bookshelf, and then I have my own personal bookshelf of my old antique books. And so, yes, we love books. Disclaimer, no, you don't need all these books to homeschool. And no, you don't have to keep your curriculum year after year after year. Half the time my kids don't use the same curriculum again, but just in case, I do like to keep it around. For example, 2 of my kids used this curriculum from showed in my last video, from Guest Hollow's American History, level 2. And this coming year, my third daughter will not be using this curriculum. She's picked Knotgrass American History instead. So even though I do keep things just in case, sometimes we use them again. For example, we just decided to redo our chemistry unit with my youngest that I've done through Gather Round. And so that I had thankfully saved the teacher's manual up here, and I pulled it out and then we went. So after I teach Washington State history this coming year, we'll be going through this and getting rid of things, but I probably won't get very many of my Christmas books away. They'll probably just either go to my kids who want them or stay here in case they bring me some grandkids, in the next 25 years. So I hope you're having a great night. We'll talk to you soon.